Hello.
Hey, there she is.
Hey, Bryce.
Good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Because I don't know where you are.
It is 12:30. I'm in Colorado, so
Okay, so
afternoon.
afternoon. Okay, good. Well, welcome to the Sapphic World Book Club.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
We have just been talking about After All.
Okay.
And wow, it was a lively discussion about, about
Okay.
this book. And we've got like a list of questions for you.
Okay.
But first, we have something fun to do.
Okay.
Because
Yay.
you have graciously provided us with a giveaway.
I have. Yes. A
Yeah,
signed copy.
it's-
What?
yeah. Um,
The first time hearing of this. It's so weird.
okay. Well,
No.
the only
Yes, a signed copy of After All. Sent anywhere in the world.
wow.
Because
And
she is
this
not
is
afraid of the mail.
she exactly.
I'm
She's
not
not
afraid
afraid of
to
anything.
ship things. Yeah.
That's great. Well, we always do like an easy giveaway because we have so much stuff to do in half an hour. So we picked a number between 0 and 50, and if you would put that in the chat, your guess, somewhere between
Okay.
0 and 50, put it in
No,
the chat,
not you, Bryce.
guess. No, not you, Bryce.
Do
You
you
can
like
just,
how I was ready to do that? I was
yeah,
like, oh,
I'm
buddy.
done. No,
Like, I'm going to win that book.
mm-mm. Jess is
This
gonna
is a
be the one.
shh moment.
Yeah, Jess is gonna be the one that is gonna collect all the numbers. So put your number 0 to 50 somewhere in between to Jess, and she's gonna tally them all. And then the one that's closest to mine will be the winner. Okay,
Very exciting.
great. Okay, Jamie,
Yes. Uh-oh. Hold on.
let's go.
I had somebody send me a number. I'm just making sure. Please send them to Jess.
Yes,
Um, I had two people send me numbers, just making sure they're getting where they need to be going.
good.
Okay. I think they said my bad and they're moving on. Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Bryce.
Hello.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. It's nice to be in a book club where I don't have to shush you because you're talking during someone else's panel,
E-
like a
Even though
troublemaker.
you just project that onto me when it might have been you, but that's okay. Anywho, okay, so we've got a bunch of questions
Children,
for you.
children.
Okay.
She
Okay.
started it at GCLS.
Hmm.
Okay,
I'm just a rule follower.
okay. So the
Right.
first question, are you ready?
I'm nervous. I'm nervous
Okay.
because this book seems to bring out some strong feelings. So I'm very nervous for what these questions could be.
We will be really gentle with you because I think we got to emote during the book club with all those strong feelings that a lot of us were having about this
Okay.
book. So that tells you that you wrote a really powerful book when it evokes such powerful emotions in people. So the gentle first question is,
Okay.
what inspired you to write about a marriage on the brink of dissolving? Well, kind of gentle, but not
Yeah.
mean.
Oh,
Okay.
just that. Um, I um it wasn't my intention to write about Maggie and Gwen. I knew once I decided that I was going to write a second book, I knew that I wanted to have a third book with Maggie. And I had plotted out the second book and I killed Gwen. And um, as I was writing it, it just didn't feel right to kill her. And and it didn't feel like Maggie's story was going that way. I was being pulled in a different direction. And it made me realize that I don't see many sapphic books about an already established couple, and especially a relationship where you are working through something that intense together. I thought that that could be a really interesting thing to investigate, and I was really curious about it. As someone who has been married how many years have I been married? I'm really glad that she's not watching this live and laughing at me. Um, 9 years. Marriage is a really interesting dynamic, and we read all of these beautiful love stories about people meeting and falling in love, or even a second chance where, you know, something kept them apart and they're coming back together. And so I just kind of wanted to look at what could that equivalent be for a married couple. So that kind of inspired it.
Mhm. Nice, nice. And then on
What
the
do you?
topic of Gwen,
Yeah. Well,
we've
I
had a
want
lot
to
of
ask.
questions.
I have a
I
question
was gonna,
from Jess. She says,
okay.
"We have sorry. I'm with Jess now. I'm like, Bryce, what do you have against Gwen?
I don't have anything against Gwen. I love Gwen. I love her so much. And I gotta be honest, I love torturing characters. I love torturing them. And Gwen really got it in this book.
Yeah,
And
she did.
and in other books. And I think that's because Maggie was such a point of focus character in the first two books. Maggie kind of has a personality that really takes over a scene. So a lot of the intense feelings towards Gwen, I think, are kind of they're usually in Maggie's point of view, or in Gwen's point of view. She just, I don't know. I think that she is a really interesting, very introspective character who really thinks through um, her own emotions very deeply. And I think that has resonated as me just torturing her.
Yeah,
I love
we
Gwen,
ha
though. I want it on the record.
okay, good.
I love Gwen.
I am pro team Gwen, so just an FYI. But
Okay.
but there was a question that we had about is if Gwen was neurospicy, is she on the spectrum? Um,
Mm.
was that part of what you thought when you were writing her the character?
That's very interesting because um, Gwen, I I had less of a grasp on Gwen coming into this book than I did with Maggie. I had already been with Maggie for two books, and I felt very comfortable stepping into her brain. Maggie is very much like me. And so I think naturally Gwen became a foil to Maggie. Um, and in that way, Gwen very much started to look a lot like my wife. And my wife is ADHD, or she has ADHD. And so it was very interesting to kind of like piece apart the the personality traits of that's going to sound terrible, but piece apart the personality traits of someone that I love um and look at them closer. So I'm I didn't go into it purposefully writing Gwen as neurospicy, but I think as a neurospicy person myself and married to a neurospicy person, I think it was only natural to kind of make Gwen um resemble things I know.
All right.
Um,
Yes.
we have been talking about in the book club about the whole therapy that they're going through.
Mm,
And we did not like the therapist. That was like the main conclusion. Uh,
okay.
because we thought that Gwen really got it, well, had a really rough time. Let's
Mm.
put it nicely. Because Maggie was like, and you did this, and you did that, and you never. And Gwen was like, oh my God, there's a lot of feelings. I have to process this. Let me look. Oh my God. So we were thinking that the therapist might have a little hand in how this all went.
Oh, that's so interesting. I actually hadn't thought of that. I became really obsessed with um the show. couples therapy. Um, I find it so fascinating, especially when hetero couples with cis men are on there, and I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? So I I I really wanted to kind of to explore that through Maggie and Gwen. I thought it was a really interesting opportunity to see a couple in therapy working through that. Um, and I don't think I realized that the therapist had it out for Gwen.
Well, we were thinking like because Gwen is so waiting to process things, and of course we see
Mhm.
what she's dealing with underneath that whole composure um composed outside. But then the therapist is always on Maggie, kind of like, oh my God, yes, blah,
Mm.
blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, but I mean, maybe she wants to say something, but she just doesn't want doesn't she,
I think
I'm
I think it speaks to Maggie being a very external processor.
yeah,
And
but it's
and
couples
I
therapy.
completely. Um, so that's very interesting. I
Hmm.
mean, maybe the therapist was leaning more towards Maggie or like, on Maggie's side more. Um, Simply because I knew Maggie better at the beginning. So I don't know. How interesting. I had never heard that before.
Well, you've heard it here.
Well, I have, yeah, I feel like I just
Buddy
got my
now.
hand slapped about that therapist.
Well, but is that something that you would have like a sensitivity reader for? Like a real
Hmm.
life therapist? Would that be something that you would do? Or that you
I
have done
think
maybe?
I think that that's super interesting. My editor for the first two books is actually a therapist as her day job. She's a social worker therapist. And then
Mhm.
she was not my editor for this third or for After All.
Mm.
So that's super interesting. I wonder if the book would have turned out differently if I had used her editing.
If she was trained in
Wow.
couples therapy, it might have. Yeah.
Maybe.
That is
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking
I
about it.
also I also
Not all
I
therapists are.
yeah, I think that it can also speak to how not every therapist is a great fit for you, or
Mm.
how
True.
not every um how not every couples therapist is going to be completely neutral.
Yeah.
um I don't think anyone viewing a relationship can be completely neutral, and I think that After All brings out a very intense emotional journey because I have found people really take to one side or the other, and their view on the story really depends on whose side they take.
Yeah. And I think that, we were talking in the book club that you had the therapist suggest to Maggie that she have individual therapy, which was like, yes, spot on because it's, in
Girl,
a couples therapy, the relationship is the client, not the individual. So that was like a good move.
completely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I am a major proponent of everyone going to therapy. I feel like it can help everyone. But especially after grief, personally, after like major traumatic moments of my life, whether that's grieving or just a complete life change, therapy has massively helped me. So I wanted that to be a message that people felt positively about in this book.
Let's talk about the friend group
Okay.
Yes.
because that's fun. Let me see. Someone says something. Let me. Oh, Con. Con said, "How much first-person research of Vegas party life did you do?" That's
I
question
love
first.
Vegas. I love Vegas. I love like I um my parents got married in Vegas when I was 8. And let's just say Vegas when you are 8 years old is a little different than Vegas when you are legal
I
to
hope so.
drink and do things. Um, and and um and so I love Vegas. My sister lived in Vegas. My wife actually lived in Vegas when I met her, and then I imported her to Colorado. But yeah, sometimes you got to import. I don't know
I
really
love it.
That's why you're
any.
not scared of the post.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm an international lady over here. Um, Vegas. Okay. First, I love Vegas. I love penny slots. I love gambling. I love camp. I love kitschy things. I love sequins during the day. I will buy into Vegas. I think it's so fun. I went on a trip this summer, actually, in July. Yeah, July. I went and saw Beyonce in Vegas and went with a
Oh,
group of friends who um, were younger than my wife and I. And they certainly did Vegas a little differently than I would have, where I'm like, let's go to, let's stay in a nice hotel and like go to the spa and like be that kind of person at this age. They were like, let's go to this cocktail bar. A lot of what happens in After All actually was completely drawn from that trip. Um, Going to the pool party, going to the that cocktail bar specifically. A a lot of that trip made it in this book because it was such a good time, and out of my comfort zone. So yeah, I I definitely did my research. Let's say that.
Are any of the friends also modeled after your own friends?
Oh, I feel like I model um all of my characters off of people I've met, little aspects of people I know. In the first book, when Maggie falls and breaks her arm, that exact thing happened to my best friend. Um, and very, very specific moments in every part of this series is modeled after all of my friends. And I specifically wanted to emulate the specialness uh of a friend group because I feel like that is so important the older you get. Um, I mean at every age, let's be real. But having that close friend group, having that found family, and the dynamics within that, I was so intrigued by it. So absolutely, I have stolen like a little crow, bits and pieces of the people I love and shoved them into these characters.
That's kind of what Con was asking too. Do you know anyone who you modeled Pete after? Specifically, she asked that.
Oh, I mean, Pete is like the best people I know. I have such a soft spot for Pete. I know reading this series, everyone's like, we get it, Bryce. You love Pete. We get it. Um, Pete is definitely aspects of my wife and her just being like a major golden retriever. And I feel like every good heroine that I write is based off of my wife because I'm obsessed with her. But also characters and shows certainly also really influence um really influence my writing as well. So
Bad therapists included.
therapists included, yes.
Jamie?
yeah. So I have a few questions in the chat. Maria is asking, so she's asking, how can Lillian survive on her job financially? Can she support herself? Or is it all sponsored by Pete? Is the first question.
Okay, so Lillian's job, she is a tortoise biologist. This is a real thing. And um and oh my gosh, I can't stop talking about my wife. I'm so sorry. But My wife was a tortoise biologist when I met her. Lillian is like, I just stole that entire lifestyle right from when I met my wife. So, a tortoise biologist, this is going to sound like a made up job. You are responsible for, like, you go to monitor a construction project in the desert and where I think tortoise are protected all over the US or just the specific desert tortoise. Um, but in Nevada and California and Arizona specifically, there's this very endangered desert tortoise. And so you go and you monitor construction sites when they're like building pipelines or building solar arrays or things like that in the middle of nowhere. And you basically babysit these construction people and make sure that they don't kill any tortoise. So you're like checking under their tires and you're like driving first in the line down the road and making sure that no tortoise are crossing the road. It seems like a fake job. But when I tell you that it pays so well, like it
What?
pays alarmingly well because if a project kills a tortoise, the fines for that stop the project. Like you basically
Wow.
cannot do construction. There's so
What?
much paperwork. There's so like the fines are I want to say like in the billions. Um it's atrocious. So you do not want to kill any tortoise. Biologists like are quite respected and it's a very intense little situation that no one thinks of, that you're just babysitting these tortoise.
But do
It's
you have
wild.
to be like a biologist to do that? Because I mean, it sounds like I can do that too.
I was going to say, I'd
Honestly,
like to change jobs.
Yeah, I mean,
right? Um, she was a, I mean, she's a biologist. That was like her background. So I'm not sure. I will say that she had coworkers who were some of the dumbest people I had ever met. So I feel like literally any ounce of
there were even
intelligence
more than one
will get
person
you.
do that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like on a site, there could be like 10 tortoise biologists, depending on how big it is. Like there's like more than one, almost always. And a lot of the day you're just sitting in your car, like doing nothing.
So when are
But
you gonna write that book?
you know what? Luke Dreamer is writing a book about a tortoise biologist.
What?
With Lillian, did he like borrow
He
your
I
character?
didn't let him take Lillian because I have a plan for Lillian.
Ooh.
Luke Bob Ross.
Luke
With
Bob
his wig.
Ross.
Luke Bob Ross.
He's so funny. Yeah, he has a tortoise biologist in the works. In my plan for Lillian's book, she will not be specifically doing tortoise biology. So
We have a couple of
that
questions
is what I
about
will say.
Lillian. Oops, sorry.
Okay.
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you
So
please
Yeah.
interrupt me.
for the first question is, was Lillian really flirting with Gwen or was it just her personality? And I'm going to give you the second question because it's relatable.
Okay.
Was there ever a world where Gwen and Lillian would have gotten together? Because some of us were rooting for that.
I think that there's absolutely a world where Lillian and Gwen would have gotten together if Maggie um it's very funny how small the queer dating world can get, right? But I'm not sure if Maggie and Pete would have let that happen, but um yeah, I feel like Pete would have had some very strong strong loyalty feelings about that. Um but I wanted to show um that Maggie was being a dumbass. And I know that that sounds a little harsh, but I
No,
wanted to. No, okay, all
not at
She
right.
has
all.
strong feelings.
I love it. I love that. I wanted to show that like Gwen was like is desirable um and that her her personality is quite attractive. People are very attracted to her. And not just, physically. I think Gwen has such a stable, grounding presence that really disarms people, and can be quite comforting. And yeah, I don't think that Lillian was trying to start anything specifically. I don't think that Lillian was like, I see what's happening here. I think that Lillian was attracted to Gwen and Gwen was attracted to Lillian. And I think in a different world they could be very interesting, like having a very interesting dynamic together. But yeah.
Cool.
I'm
This
mindful of the time.
yeah.
Do you have a few more minutes?
I'm good.
Okay, good. Great. We are too. Because we have a little surprise left also.
Okay.
But for anyone who has well, has to mind the time, thank you for being here. Just wave a little, and the whole Q&A will be on YouTube later. So that's it. Okay. I have one more question from Sarah. She says, "How did you come up with the vicious swan?"
That's actually another true thing.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yes. Yes, that's Luke Dreamer has his family has a cabin in Michigan. That's I really just steal uh any kind of like autobiographical facts I can. And we have gone and stayed there, and there are two swans on his property who every year they have little, what are baby swans called?
Baby swan.
Swanlings? I don't know. Um,
Chicks, swan chick.
they have little babies and they get super aggressive and they will chase you on the dock and you have to like run away from these hissing swans. They're so pretty, but they're so mean. So that is specifically where I got it from.
Ice queens,
That's
pretty but
awesome.
mean.
Exactly.
Exactly. Okay, let's Jamie, are you okay with the giveaway?
Yeah, you want me to announce it? Is that what you're saying?
I can do it if you want.
Do it. Let's do
Okay,
it.
let's do it. Let's do it. We have an exact number. Yay. I
Really?
asked for a number between, yeah, 0 and
Yes.
50, and my number was, let's see, 15.
15.
And Marie exactly put 15 in the chat. So, Marie,
Well,
yay!
congrats, Marie.
You're the winner! Woohoo! Marie, if you could send us an email at Sapphic World Book Club at gmail.com so we can connect you to Bryce and then you can do the whole shipping and stuff like that.
Raising her hand.
Oh, Marie, do you want to?
Yes, yes. I already owe the copy and I highlighted the shit out of it. So if you could pick someone else, because I already have a loved copy.
Oh, that's
Oh,
cute.
that's so sweet.
That's sweet, Marie.
Okay, so
Oh, that's a good idea.
Sarah
That's a
Q said 17.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Maria said 17.
You know
Okay.
what? You can both be winners. I'll send you
There
both
you.
signed copies. You both
Oh, look
Oh,
at
won.
you.
Yay! That's cute.
you're so sweet.
Thank you, Bryce. Okay, so
Bryce being an angel.
yes,
You guys.
stop it.
All
So
right, are we ready?
I am ready because we had a question about you are quite active within the Sapphic community, and you have been partnering with other authors, and one of them is here. Would you like to
Well,
introduce your partner in crime?
I knew it was gonna be JJ, the one and only JJ
Yes.
Arias. Ugh, a goddess among us.
all right,
JJ.
JJ.
I was so excited to say Signet, and I'm so mad. I was
Ugh.
I I was
I'm
dying
so
to say it.
sorry.
I was like, I'm gonna say it the moment I get on. I know my lighting is weird. Let me fix that. Hi, everybody.
Hi, JJ.
Hey, JJ,
Hello.
welcome.
Thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. It's almost midnight. No, not midnight. I'm just tired today. That's fine.
Oh, it's like you're
Oh my
awake.
goodness.
Oh.
Yep, it is.
So we were talking about I'm JJ, you've been here listening to the Q&A, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And so we just thought it would be fun, given I was watching all of your wine Instagram videos with Bryce when we were saying, hey, let's have Bryce come on. I said, they've been doing these really cool live videos on Instagram with their wine, talking about the book that they co-wrote. So we thought, oh, that would be fun to have you come on
Yeah.
and
My
chat about
inability
it.
to open a champagne bottle is very
Yeah.
Yes. It's very
mesmerizing.
terrifying, actually.
Yeah, it was a disaster. I
And
also have
then,
really strong feelings about Pete. I just want to say I love her,
ooh,
and I'm a ride or die for Pete. So
What did you think
that's
about
all.
Maggie in the third book, though? Let's just go there
Mm.
for a moment. What did you think, JJ?
You daredevil, you.
I know.
Maggie grew on me.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
that's very
That's
politically
that's
correct.
being really diplomatic there.
Yeah.
Mostly after I saw the drawing of what her character looked like, and I was like, oh, okay. All right. I'll deal with
you're
you
like, oh,
being this
Maggie's
way.
hot. It's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. That's fine. Everything else
She
just
can
got
get
better. It was
away
great.
with more.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I get why she's like this. It's fine.
Oh, wow. I didn't guess you were that shallow.
Oh, very. Extremely. Come on.
Brutal.
I'm
Just
kidding.
kidding. Just
Brutal.
kidding.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No,
I'm
we
kidding
Castrating
too.
we had some
violence.
very strong feelings about Maggie being a total well,
But I think you
attention
understand why
seeker.
she is the way she is, right? And it's like once
Yeah.
you understand why someone is a certain way, I think
That
a
yeah.
world of empathy opens up. And also, she's hot. So that's fine.
Okay, okay. Okay, and it's easier to be empathetic when someone's hot. I know.
You know,
I get it. I get it. I get
It
it.
doesn't hurt.
it doesn't
No,
hurt.
it's true. It's better to look at when you're mad too. So,
No, but I do. She really did grow on me in the first books. I was not a huge fan.
no.
I found her so difficult, like just to know and to like enjoy. But Bryce is an excellent writer, and it turned me right around.
Well, that's a compliment somewhere in there. So how did you two end up writing a book together? Because we haven't been talking about that book, but I like the whole idea of combining strength.
Yeah, it was
Um,
really fun.
we had talked about it at Readout 2025. That's where we like first kind of met and really actually talked to one another. We had jokingly been told we should co-write because we had extreme feelings on opposite ends of the spectrum on loving enemies to lovers.
Yep.
And we were on a panel, like specifically on very far ends of the panel, just like fighting on the panel. Um, and and then talking afterwards, we realized that we actually got along really well. And and then I finally we had kind of joked about it a little bit, and then I finally cornered her at another con that we went to, Queers and Quills, and I begged her to co-write with me, and she
No,
said yes. I begged. I begged. She
you
had
did
like
not.
three other projects, and I was like, please, we have to do something.
And she did.
Uh,
I got my
she did
claws
not
right in.
beg me. I think we just both kept thinking the other one was joking when we'd be like, "Yeah, I want to co-write with you," and thinking like I thought, Bryce was like just being like nice or whatever, and then like I was doing the same thing, but she thought, "Oh, she's just kind of like saying that," and I'm like, "No, for real." So once we really nailed it down, we were like, "No, we seriously want to do this." Bryce is the funniest person. The way she writes is so funny. She does like butterfly love, like that butterfly feeling better than anybody. So I was like, yes, I want to write with you, obviously.
So how did that work? Did you write something you could critique it, or how does it?
Yeah, we created the outline together, and then we would write, like, we alternated back and forth. So she wrote one character, I wrote the other, like POV. And then we did, I don't necessarily, and I don't think Bryce does either, write A, B, like character one, then character two, in the chapter setup. But this one we agreed we would do it that way just because it was significantly easier. So basically, following the outline, she'd write, I wrote chapter one, she wrote chapter two, and we'd send it to each other. So after I wrote chapter one, I sent it to her, and she wrote chapter two, and chapter three, chapter four, like that. So it was really fun. It felt like we were literally just writing for each other. So it was such a joyous experience. And I think that's why that book is full of so much joy, because it was like, and then of course, I would try to one up Bryce on like what like if she made me laugh, I had to make her laugh in the next chapter, or I would really want to. So I think that brought out the best in us, I want to say, and it made for very easy, like, I don't know, the flow was just so good, and I just felt like I was writing for her.
We wrote it so fast once we like kind of got our footing because we were just so excited to like show the other what we had written. JJ would get up super early at like 5:30 Eastern Standard Time and write. I would wake up, I would read what she wrote, and then also write and send it back to her. And then the next morning, she would read what I wrote and write. And so we wrote for most days, we wrote about 2 chapters a day.
Yeah,
We were just so excited about it. So that book came
yeah.
together very, very fast.
And if someone is thinking, what book are they talking about? Breakup
Oh,
Buddies.
right, Breakup Buddies.
Right, that one.
Breakup Buddies, yeah, exactly. Well, we see Maria said Breakup Buddies was my favorite read of this year. And
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
and Maria says we need more co-authored books very soon. So what's the plan?
Well,
Well,
we
I
got
don't
you.
know. Do you want to like write another book, I guess?
How about a whole series?
Okay.
What about that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess a whole series. That'll be fine.
No.
That's actually both of our next project. Is
Yep.
the first book in this series. I think we were very ambitious, and we're like, what about a series in 1 year? And I was like, Now we've realized that perhaps we were a touch overzealous. But for
Uh-huh.
sure, the next thing we're writing, both of us on our slate, is and very enemies to lovers.
How's
Chef.
that gonna work if you're so opposed?
I know
That's
it's
going
a
to be
challenge.
interesting.
I
It's going
think
to
that
be super challenging.
the the feisty chemistry is gonna come out on this one.
And I think that's the fun of co-writing, is you really like also push each other.
Hmm.
Because I think Bryce is pretty fearless, and I like trying things. So it's like, what's the worst that could happen? It doesn't work, we move on to something else, we try something else. But like,
Yep.
we're both so like, let's do it. Like, let's see, So that's exciting.
And have
And it
we
We've
makes
all
been
writing very fun.
it does it we're I'm so excited to start that.
already met one of the feline characters in this book club right now?
The uh uh
Wednesday,
Wednesday. She
the
constantly
menace.
likes
She's a
to
menace.
insert herself.
Yeah.
Yeah, in everything. Hmm.
I see a lot of comments going, the cat is giving me life, so that's fine.
Oh, don't tell her. Don't tell her, please.
Oh.
She's already completely out of control. She when I do and Bryce has been on the podcast a few times. I did a podcast with Quinn Riley, and she will just sometimes meow directly into the microphone. Why? She's got something to say.
Yep. She'll also mute the
Oh, cutie.
microphone. So,
She does also
oh,
shut me up often.
someone saw Snuggles happening and was like, "This is
Well,
my
I want
chance."
snuggles. Yeah.
Exactly. And he's up late. Hi, Casper.
Hi, Casper.
It's adorable.
Oh, I've got a puppy. Bryce, grab
This is my
Cowboy.
baby.
Oh my gosh, right? I'm at the office, so I don't have a cat on me,
Oh,
which is very
no.
weird.
You
Sorry.
could
Oh, no
snuggle
cat.
your plant.
You're so right.
One
This
could.
fake
Oh,
fig tree. I'm ready.
It looks so loving.
Plastic.
Yeah, the
Uh,
worst things.
Lovely. Sorry, I missed something.
no, we are talking about you cuddling Casper and
Snuggling.
that Bryce could snuggle her cat.
Oh yeah.
Because she doesn't have hers, so she got the plant.
Yeah. And we got a
So
puppy
this
Fake
is
today,
plant.
so
we kind of have a question that goes towards both of you about, that you're both really quite active within the community and have partnered with other authors, podcasters. How important is the community to you, and how much energy are you putting out there to do these things?
I mean, I think that our community is amazing. I'm so thankful every day for the Sapphic writing community. And I from day one have always found other writers to be community, not competition. I've never met a reader who will only read a book by one author. And I feel that, a rising tide raises all ships, um and what you invest into the community, you everyone walks away better from it. So partnering with other authors on on projects and podcasts and things like that has been such a joy. Um, and and getting to know readers and reviewers. I feel like we've made such um a special community in a scary world. So why not nurture that?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we're only doing more things. We have a lot of surprises in the works, I think, that are collaborative with some pretty cool other authors. But
Yeah.
I agree with everything Bryce said. That like could be oh good. My dogs have decided to have a tantrum.
I just heard JJ's dogs barking.
Marie is asking, got a question here in the chat. What you guys are reading these days?
I'm finally listening to Bloomtown.
me
I'm
too.
finally doing it.
What?
Oh, we need to talk about it.
I can't wait to talk about it. Please, at your earliest convenience, I need people to talk about this book because I feel
Yeah.
like I have listened to people talk about this book for so long that now that I'm in the world, I want to talk about it. So I'm listening to that. I'm reading a few nonfiction books that are not as exciting, and and I think next on my TBR is Rachel Lacey's Margin of Error.
Nice.
I am reading
Nice.
Bryce's forthcoming book, From Hell with Love, and I am
Ah,
obsessed with it. And you guys are going to be obsessed with it. It's so good. It is so good. It's funny, it's sweet, it's angsty. It's really good.
Everything.
awesome.
I'm gonna swoop right in, even though I should. And I am so, so excited for that book. Like,
Thank
your
you.
social media marketing has been on fire for that. Like, it just you got me right hooked. I can't wait. I've got it pre-ordered already.
So
Oh,
And
good.
thank
You're
you.
gonna love it. It is so good.
Jess
and
was like bringing up, maybe we should just wait until that book comes out before we bring Brian. Do you think maybe I said it's too late now? We already have a schedule. We're just doing it.
I'm happy to come back.
It's so funny. Looking forward to that one.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And JJ.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, go ahead, Cass. I'm sorry.
no, I'm fine.
No, go ahead.
No, please do.
I I was just
It
gonna
got
say
too polite.
JJ's got her book coming out next
Yeah.
month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Right. Can we announce already then? I'm going to go ahead and announce
Oh
because I
Yeah.
can't
do
tell
it.
if people are saying yes. So JJ's got her new book. You want to talk about it for a moment?
No,
JJ?
keep
that's
talking.
last month.
Keep talking.
Give us a
Yeah,
teaser.
it's what?
Give us a teaser because you're going to be our next month's star. So we don't want to give all the tea away.
I was
Oh, that's
leading
true.
up to that, Jess. You need to mute.
Oh, She stepped right on that.
Oh, we're so chaotic. I'm sorry.
We're devolving.
It's late for you, so I wouldn't even be asleep, Kaz. I don't know how you're awake. I'd just be like, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to go on without me. I can't. It's past 9:30 in the evening. I can't. It's a age gap romance. Two Sapphic audiobook narrators have to record a book together in close quarters, and I wonder what will happen.
It is so funny. It is so funny. And yes, everyone's going to talk about this Ice Queen, but JJ has written this cinnamon roll named Bryn, who is
Named
a
after Bryce.
perfect. She kept writing Bryce in her manuscript.
I
I'm gonna
kept
call her
writing
out for
Bryce. And I was like, I'm going to leave a Bryce behind because Bryce and Bryn are so close together. I didn't leave a Bryce behind. But I was like, oh man, people are gonna think I wrote this about this redhead. No,
that. It's
Bryn is not Bryce.
it's so good. It's so good and so funny and so smart and it's so good.
So thank
I'm
you.
gonna start it tomorrow. So shh.
I know. Me too. I've got it downloaded, ready to go.
Me too.
Oh,
So
thank you.
everyone get out your schedule. So April 25th, JJ will be with us for our next book club. And we're going to be talking about Keep Talking. Yay! So you'll have, more than a month to read it. That will be fine. Okay, last questions, Jamie?
No, go ahead, Cass.
Okay. Bryce, let's get back to this book of yours, after all.
Okay.
If you had to cast Maggie and Gwen in a series or a movie, who would they be? Who would play them?
This is Maggie's easy because I already had a person in mind for her when I was writing her, and it is Natalie Dormer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Gwen is tougher, but Gwen's tougher. Gwen is so hard. It's hard to pin Gwen down. I'm thinking of
Wait, it's fine.
okay, all right. I just watched a movie last night that was kind of terrible. I don't know if anyone else has seen it. It's called Queens of the Dead. It's like zombies and drag queens. I'm not making this movie up.
That sounds excellent. No,
It
no bueno.
sounds excellent. And then you're watching it and you're like, I don't know. The execution of it. But the lead actress in this movie is so hot. And I think she would be the perfect Gwen. I
That's
do
why you
not know
finished
who
it.
it is. I actually didn't finish it. I got halfway and I was like, I think maybe we should watch Dracula. So that's what happened. But yes, a person from a movie that I'm vaguely describing is who I would cast.
Greatest answer of all time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if anyone hasn't paid attention, what's next for you?
I have a new book coming out early April. It is called From Hell with Love. And it is more of a paranormal fantasy about a witch who accidentally summons a demon. And it is very chaotic.
Which happens to us every day.
Who among us hasn't accidentally summoned a demon, you know?
Yeah.
Well, relatable, they will be.
I can think of a couple of active demons that we're all under right now, but anyway.
Touche, touche.
All righty. So, Bryce, can you tell us where people can find you on socials and newsletter and that kind of stuff as we wind up for today?
You can find me at bryceoakley.com. It has links to everywhere. I'm most active on Instagram right now. It's bryce.oakley. And yeah, thank you all for having me. And thank you for talking about After All. And I really appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Thank you so much for being here. And JJ, thank you for popping in. And again, JJ is
Thank you,
next up
JJ.
Thank
for our
you.
book club with Keep Talking. And please mark your calendars to join us. And thank everyone for showing up. We appreciate all of you. Hope you can have a good Saturday. Kaz, is that good?
You are amazing.
Did
April
I forget
25th.
anything?
That's our next one.
April 25th, yes.
April 25th. Thank you, everyone. See
All
you
right,
next
guys.
time.